Well, first, congratulations to Lander. We knew that they were like a really good, hardworking team, and that didn't surprise us when they were working really hard and kind of outworked us in some ways. And I think we're disappointed that it happened, but we're not surprised because that's kind of how they have had a good season this year, as they work really hard over there. And I think, for Shelly and myself here, we're often winning a regional championship or going to the Elite Eight and doing an interview, and our season this year came up painfully and disappointingly short. And I think we're all very disappointed about that. But the reality is, you either have to have a team good enough to win in the NCAA tournament or you don't. And this year, our team just wasn't good enough to compete and win in the NCAA tournament. And we worked and tried to get our team to be able to be in a position to do it. But this year, we just didn't have enough bullets in the gun to really have the team we needed to compete at this level. So we were happy to qualify for the tournament. We entered the tournament, but we didn't represent ourselves very well in the tournament. And I think we're disappointed about that, but I don't think it's completely unexpected, because we struggled over the course of the year with our consistency, and it showed tonight in some ways for sure.
Coach, talk about the team. You had to deal with a lot of injuries as well. How did the team respond to that coming into this?
Well, a lot of teams have injuries, and a lot of teams have what we would call excuses, or you can have reasons for success. And, Abby Saylor's one of the best players in the region for sure, and not having her certainly would have changed our team a little bit, but we didn't have her, and we were good enough to compete at a level much higher than we did today. So I don't think we look at the match, if we had Abby Saylor, we would have won it. I think we were just disappointed that we didn't play well enough today to earn the match on its own merits.
Coach, what were some of the things that Lander was doing that gave you guys trouble, you feel like?
Well, it's interesting because we did our homework on Lander, and they have some pretty good players, and we have some pretty good players, but what separates them a little bit is they just have this work ethic that is a little more relentless than some other teams. And I think they probably play in the Peach Belt, and they're overmatched physically by a few players, but then somehow it's tied game at 23-23, and the other team's going, how are you still in this game? And we have some better athletes or better players, and Lander figures out this recipe of just working really hard. And that's to their credit, because their coaching staff did a great job of taking their team and overachieving. And I think when you're coaching and you can get your team to overachieve, that's a sign of a good coach. And right now I think our team is kind of licking our wounds that we underachieved. And that's a sign of a team that wasn't as well prepared, and we realize that. But Lander seemed well prepared and confident, and played well. And I think that's their calling card, is they just kind of stay in there and hang in there, and pretty soon they grind out points and make it really difficult for another team.
Shelly, talk about the team as they attacked. You had a lot of kills today, not just you, but the team as a whole, but also a lot of errors.
Yeah.
What was it like on the court for you?
To their credit, they're a really good swing block team. So we play some teams in our league that do that swing block motion, but sometimes not as good, and we think that we can use them. But we knew coming in they're a very strong team on the block. So I think that we didn't work as hard to cover our hitters as we should have. Also, we weren't as good as out of system as we usually are. Obviously, their defense is pretty tight, and so when we had the advantage, we could use it and hit our shots that we had. But overall, we kind of just didn't. We came up short on our attacks, and kind of hit into their block and didn't work hard to get our hitters back as well.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you guys for doing this too.